This video is going to be very personal. I'm going to personally be showing you how I've been using ChatGPT to improve my health massively over the last couple of weeks. Now, long story short, my health hasn't been that good over the last 8 months. I've been suffering from like this weird anxiety, and I'll give you a little bit of backstory so you can fully understand what I've had to go through over the last 8 months, and more importantly, how ChatGPT has helped me not recover, but I've pretty much improved my health more than seeing any doctor, any neurologist, chiropractor. Literally, ChatGPT has been amazing in terms of improving my health, improving my anxiety, and improving my nervous system. So if you suffer anything from like sleeping troubles, anxiety, weird neurological symptoms like I've been having, highly recommend watching this video. And if you think this video can help someone, please share it around, like, comment. Let's try and help one another. So my backstory: about 8 months ago, I had a seizure upstairs. Before that happened, I had some weird head pressure to the point where it literally felt like my head was about to explode. I want you to imagine someone's literally pumping a bike pump or a bicycle pump in your head and it's about to explode. So I was feeling like that for maybe 2 or 3 hours, feeling like something was wrong, and it came out of nowhere. And then that night I had a seizure, where I couldn't stop shaking in bed. I couldn't control my arms, my legs. My body was like it was crazy. It literally felt like it was minus 50 degrees, and I was like shivering so much that I felt like I was dying. Horrible, horrible, horrible. I went to the hospital that night. I was there to maybe 4 or 5 in the morning with my girlfriend. Doctors did absolutely nothing. They told me to go home and take some Panadol, which I did. I felt absolute shit. I literally felt like I was dying. And this lasted for about 3 months. I felt horrible. I lost, so I was about 82 kilo. I dropped from 82 kilo to, I think it was 64 kilo. So I lost over 15 kilo in about 2 weeks by not being able to swallow. So I couldn't swallow, I couldn't breathe properly. And it was almost like my brain wasn't working with me. I know that sounds weird, but like normally, like when I'm doing this video, I'm swallowing normally now, but swallowing's a subconscious thing. You don't have to consciously think, oh, I need to swallow, I need to swallow, I need to breathe. Breathing happens automatically. But I went through a stage where for at least 2, 3 months, I couldn't swallow. I couldn't even swallow my saliva. I couldn't drink water. So even though I was dehydrated and I felt thirsty, I couldn't swallow. I couldn't eat food. I was literally sitting at the dinner table and I'd have a spoon. I'd put food in my mouth and my brain was like, no, 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 no. Like I literally couldn't swallow food. And I I lost 15, yeah, about 15, 16 kilo in about 2 weeks. It was really, really, really horrible. And while I talk about this, because I'm assuming you don't want to see me just talking, might be a bit boring, but I'm going to share some very personal stuff. It's going to be a little bit embarrassing for me, but honestly, I don't get embarrassed because everything I do comes from an honest and genuine place. So I don't really get embarrassed because I know that if you're an honest person, you're doing the best that you can be, and as a result, you're helping other people. So if this video can help one person or 1,000 people, then that's going to be amazing. And for me to do that, I need to be as honest as possible, and that's me showing my vulnerability, and being embarrassed. But again, I don't really get embarrassed because I know it's going to help people. So this lasted for months and months and months. It's been about 8 months now. When I went to Portugal, I had another seizure. I was out in public and I couldn't swallow. And then I was having like this weird neurological symptoms where I couldn't control my breathing, and it wasn't a panic attack, because I know what they feel like. It was almost like um, my brain wasn't connecting with my body. Yeah, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't swallow, even though I wanted to swallow. I couldn't drink water. Anyway, long story short, this kept happening. Head pressure to the point where I was also having migraines every day, to the point where I, I just felt like my head pulsating. I'd get pain in the back here, and then the next day it'd be in the front, and then the next day would be here. And then I'd have a day where it wasn't that bad, but then I had more head pressure. Anyway, long story short, so it's now 8 months now. I put all of my symptoms into ChatGPT, not expecting much. I put in, which I'll be sharing with you now, my hair analysis, which I'll be sharing with you. It's absolutely amazing. I shared my blood results into ChatGPT. I shared all my symptoms. So my symptoms are head pressure, um, migraines every day. So last year, my body was covered in hives, and this lasted a couple of months as well, where I don't think it was eczema, but it was like hives, and it was like all over my chest, my back, like it was really itchy, my arms. So this is my fourth bath for the week. As you can see, my body is just covered in blisters and spots. It's fucked. My back's even worse. Fun. But it is what it is. I still love life. Literally just came out of nowhere. And I had a blood test, and I was five times normal range of histamines in my body, which means that I was overloaded with histamine. So I put everything into ChatGPT. I said that I'm also suffering from anxiety. So when I went to Switzerland, um, something weird. So I'm not really a big fan of heights. I don't like flying, for example. But like when I get on a plane, I don't really think bad thoughts. But when I went to Switzerland last year, for some reason, my partner and I went on maybe 10, 12 flights in about 3 weeks, or how long we'll over there. But we went to Portugal, we went to Spain, we went to Switzerland and Germany, I think, or we did a big trip. And we went on about 10, 12 planes. And I noticed that my brain, when we were up in the air, my brain was like, you're going to die. And I kept imagining like the plane snapping in half and me just falling into the water. And it was really weird because I've never had these thoughts before, like really, really weird, which made me more anxious and more anxious. And then when I was in Switzerland, there's those cable cars, and I'll try find some footage, and I'll put some up on the screen while I'm talking as well. But the cable car could fit maybe 50 people. The rope was like this, like it was tiny. And when we're like 4,000 meters in the air, or 4,000 feet in the air, like we're really, really high up. And I kept looking at the cable that was holding all these people up, and I'm like, I'm going to die. Like, if this snaps, I'm dead. I'm dead. And I kept thinking like that, and I've never thought like that in my life. And long story short, when I got up the very mountain, it wasn't a panic attack, but I couldn't breathe. Uh, my head was like, the head pressure was so bad that I couldn't swallow. I literally felt like I was dying, and I was basically in survival mode. And it's weird because I don't feel stressed. I didn't even feel anxious, but for some reason it just happened. So I put in all these symptoms into ChatGPT. Again, I'm very, very honest. And if the government wants to spy on me, I don't care. Like, what? Why would I care? So I put everything in the ChatGPT, and I'm absolutely amazed because I've seen so many doctors. They got no idea. I've seen a neurologist. I've seen the neurologist twice. They've got no idea. I've seen chiropractors that adjusted my neck. I had an MRI to see if I had a brain tumor because of the head pressure. That was fine. And the neurologist put me on, it's an antidepressant called Effexor. Again, I don't feel anxious. I don't feel depressed. If anything, I'm the opposite. You know, I've got a very outgoing personality. But again, I know what doctors do. They're very quick to push pills on people. But at that stage, I was willing to try anything because I've been like this for 8 months. I saw the neurologist maybe 3 months ago, 4 months ago. So I was willing to try absolutely anything. And I don't like taking medication. I've done all the research on how medication's made, who owns the medications, how they profit. But again, I was very, very desperate to get better. So again, I'm just being completely honest with you guys. I got nothing to hide, and I know that again, if I'm honest, that it's going to help you. So what I'm going to be sharing with you is my hair analysis. Now, yeah. Let's just go over it right now. All right, guys. So this is the hair analysis exam that I did. We won't go through this in a lot of detail. But I had this last year, so 2024 in July, so May, June, so about 10 months ago. Now, I don't know how accurate this is, but it was pretty accurate with what ChatGPT was telling me about my symptoms and my blood test. So this includes everything. It tests 1,200 different items, food and drink, botanicals, metals, vitamins, additives, animals and insects, gut health, digestion, as well as anti-aging, stress and inflammation, which I was very curious about. Sleep hormones, again, very curious. My sleep was horrible. Skin health, I was getting eczema or some weird hives on my body. And nutrition. And this test was only like $50. So for me, it's a no-brainer. Now, I've also heard that the hair analysis aren't 100% accurate. But even if it's 90% accurate, or 95% accurate, I still want to learn about my body. So again, if it's red, it's bad. If it's orange, it's and then if it's green, then there's no reactivity, so you're fine. So I found out that my body didn't like eggs, apple juice, cider. So look at all these apples here. Again, won't go through a lot of detail, but the hair analysis will tell you what your body likes and what it doesn't like, what causes inflammation. So I also saw that my kidneys were inflamed and under stress, my liver, which is crazy. Let's scroll down. So food and drink. So all this is orange. So this means that it's like not good, but it's not bad. Yeah. So it's moderate. But you do want to go to all the greens. So if I was really serious about my health, then I'd probably spend 30 days just eating anything that's from this green section. When it's green, it means my body isn't reactive to all the foods. So I'll just quickly scroll down here. That way you can, watch this video. You can pause it. You can take screenshots, and yeah, just see what I'm doing. So I'll just quickly scroll down. But this test literally tests for everything. I'll put a link where you can go get this done, so you can get it done yourself. Like, guys, it's huge. It literally tests everything. All right, so anyway, I'm giving you way too much information, but that's pretty much. So if you get a hair analysis test, so what I did is I put everything into ChatGPT. So I downloaded this as a PDF file, which it is a PDF, and I went to ChatGPT and I put this file into ChatGPT, and it literally read it in about 2 seconds. Crazy. Actually, let's do it right now. That way you can see what I've done and how I interact with ChatGPT. So let's go to ChatGPT right now. All right, guys, we're on ChatGPT now. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to upload the hair analysis right now. So what you do is you click on this plus button here, and you go add photos and files. So I'll be doing that now. Okay, I've typed in hair analysis. I click on the file here. I go open. Now I'm going to say something like, I want you to analyze this with my blood test. Now, I put in my blood test about 2-3 weeks ago, so I don't need to do it again. But so again, you hit the plus button, put in your blood results. You can take photos, whatever's easier for you. So I want you to analyze this with my blood test that I gave you 2-3 weeks ago. And I want you to tell me what is happening with my body and why I am getting all these symptoms. Include. So some of my symptoms. My God. As soon as I'm on camera, my spelling is really, really bad. Symptoms. So I forgot to include some of my symptoms before. So it's head pressure, where it feels like my head is exploding. Headaches. One of the big ones is my tongue tingles. Tingles to the point where it literally feels like it's tingling. Like, it's really, really weird. But then I've learned that that's from an anxiety. It's from the nervous system, which is from the vagus nerve. And I've only found this out through ChatGPT. No doctor told me this, no chiropractor, no naturopath. Everything's from ChatGPT. So head pressure, weird anxiety. Okay, so I go enter, and look what it pops up. So we'll just wait a couple of seconds. But guys, this is absolutely amazing. So for this to work for you, you need to be honest. The more information and data that you can give this, the better, okay? Symptoms you reported, okay? These are all tied, so directly to the autonomic nervous system, neuroinflammation, and histamine overload. So I had a blood test done last year, and my histamines were, so the normal range was 0 to 200. Mine was like 840. So it was between 4 to 5 times higher than average, which meant that when I had the blood test done, my body was covered in like eczema and hives for like 2-3 months. It was really, really weird. But this tells me that I had a histamine overload. Okay, red flags, histamine intolerance and mast cell dysregulation. High reactivity to okay. So this is very, very important. Here we go. You had seizures after eating these. A very strong sign of histamine storm and poor. Perfect. So remember I said to you before that I had 2 seizures. I had one upstairs last year, which was in, I think, May, June, July. I'm not sure, but it was last year, about 8 months ago. And then I had one in Portugal, which was August, September last year. But on the days that I had the seizures and I couldn't breathe, I couldn't swallow, and I was really, really bad. I was really, really sick. The first time I ate kimchi and apple cider vinegar, and then it was about 2-3 hours I had the seizure. And then when I was in Portugal that morning, I had a kombucha. Now I don't normally drink kombucha, and I don't really have fermented foods, but those days that I had the seizures and my head swelled up and I just felt like I couldn't breathe, and my brain wasn't connecting with my breath. Like, I couldn't even breathe. Like, it was like I had to be conscious and tell myself to breathe. Otherwise it was a horrible feeling. I had fermented food or drink. So this is telling me that my body it has too much histamine, and I couldn't get rid of the histamine. Yeah, no doctor can tell me this. Methylation and detox stress. So vitamin B1 thiamine is out of range, blah, blah, blah. So it's telling me that's out of range. Low B1, nervous system overload. Again, feel free to pause this, take screenshots. I've got nothing to hide. Gut bacteria out of balance. So this was out of range in my hair analysis. I think it was all red. So that means that all my gut bacteria is out. And it's funny because before I had the seizure as well, I had a toothache and I was on 2 sets of antibiotics. This was about 1 or 2 months before I had the first seizure. So I'm guessing what's happened is that's destroyed my gut health. And then the day that I had the fermented foods, my gut was just didn't know how to handle the fermented food, which resulted in massive histamine breakout. Vagus nerve, yeah, anxiety, inflammation inside the brain, environmental triggers, high reactivity molds, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Also reacted to, so it literally scans everything that you do in a matter of seconds, and it tells you more than anyone. Inflammation burden. Your report shows kidney and liver under inflammation, stress, blah, blah, blah. Major detox pathways, if overwhelmed, histamine. Okay, perfect. Result, head pressure, head in skull, brain fog. Yep, I'm getting all of that. Why you're getting these symptoms. Let's break it down. So head pressure, histamine storm and neuroinflammation, poor detox and vagus nerve. So it's telling me this based on my blood tests, my hair analysis, and all of my symptoms. But not just that, the foods that I ate that day, I literally fed ChatGPT everything from how I was feeling to what I ate to moments before it happened, everything. Headaches, yep, so B1B complex deficiency, tingling tongue, cranial nerve dysfunction, histamine hitting nerve endings, weird anxiety, vagus nerve, around the brainstem plus brain perceives danger when safe. That's actually happening now as well. So I'll even go for a walk outside, and it hasn't happened for a couple of weeks. But actually, it hasn't happened for about a week. Okay, and it's getting a lot better. But usually I'll go for a walk outside and I'll be feeling normal. And I'll walk for maybe 5 minutes and then I start to feel my tongue tingle. So what's happening is my nervous system or my vagus nerve or whatever it is telling me that I'm in danger when I'm not in danger, based on what I was feeling when I was in Switzerland. And, you know, I was like fearful of dying on the cable car. Like, it's crazy that ChatGPT is giving me all this information, and it's more information than anyone else could give me. Your nervous system is stuck in protect mode. Here's what is happening. Histamine is too high. Brain thinks you're under a threat. That's exactly how I feel. Vagus nerve loses tone and you can't breathe. Swallow automatically. Brainstem inflamed. Tongue tingles. Head pressure and panic without panic. So again, I don't feel anxious. I don't feel stressed. But for some reason, my body has all these symptoms. It's really, really weird. Mitochondria can't keep up. Exhaustion, brain fog, seizures. Talks about the autonomic nervous system, low histamine, support detox, rewire. So the key now is to lower histamine, support detox. Now, it actually gave me supplements that I've been taking for 2 weeks that supported my nervous system, which is crazy. So, and since taking the supplements, I feel probably 50% better in 2 weeks. Like, I've seen doctors for 8 months and none of them have helped me with anything. What to do? 30-day full healing protocol. Okay. Morning, midday, and night healing checklist. Full vagus nerve reset techniques. Supplement stack. I also saw a psychologist twice. This was last year, just before I left to go to Portugal, and I stopped seeing him. So I saw him twice. He was horrible. Uh, I asked him a question regarding feeling anxious on a plane because I knew that how I was feeling, my brain was going to tell me all these bad things were going to happen on the plane, and I I was kind of hoping that he would give me like some breathwork exercises or go, look, Alan, if you're feeling anxious on a plane, just I want to let you know that there's nothing wrong with you. It's just your brain is trying to protect you. You know, your nervous system senses danger. So as a result, blah, 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 blah. So if that happens, I want you to smell some lavender oil and breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 8. Just give me something. And he basically said that he couldn't give me anything. He didn't know how to help me. And then he's like, okay, well, when you're back from Portugal, let's book in for another session. And I thought, no way. If I know more than a psychologist from going on Google, learning some stuff on TikTok, like even I knew to do some box breathing or some fire breathing, or have cold showers to reset your system. Just like I knew more than this psychologist, yet he couldn't even give me a simple breathing technique. So waste of time for me personally. I'm not saying if you see a psychologist, it's going to be a waste of time. I can't say that. But for me personally, I'm like, no one's helped. I'm going to help myself. Supplement stack gave me what supplements. So let's, you can click here to view it in Canvas, or let me export it in the PDF. Let's just keep quercetin. I don't even know how to pronounce that, but these are the supplements that I've been having for 2 weeks. So lowers histamine, calms mast cells, and supports vagus nerves. So these are 3 things that I need help with. Magnesium glycinate reduces nerve, don't even know how to say that, improves sleep and calms vagus. Since taking this at night time, my sleep has improved massively, and we'll talk more about that soon. Vitamin C, vitamin B1, DAO enzyme helps clear histamine from foods. Methylated B complex I bought. Omega-3, I've been having that in the morning. Zinc, I've actually got more supplements as well. Breathing protocols, morning. It's given me morning protocols. Anxiety moments, ice pack on the back of my neck. 4, 7, 8 breathing. So that's breathe in for 4, hold for 7 counts, and then breathe out for 8. And then hum and gargle. So humming and gargling, and gargling water actually stimulates your vagus nerve. Now, who gives you that information? I'm learning all this from ChatGPT. Crazy. Nighttime. So all of this is very helpful for calming the nervous system. It's even given me affirmations to rewire your body's response. So this has come in handy. So even when I go for walks outside or when I'm in public, sometimes my brain thinks I'm in danger when I'm not in danger. Again, I don't feel anxious. I don't feel stressed. I feel normal. But for some reason, since 8 months ago, my brain is just, my nervous system, when I'm in public or when I'm like on a plane, or even now going for a walk outside, sometimes I get weird neurological symptoms where I can't swallow, I can't breathe properly. And it's even given me affirmations. So when I'm feeling anxious or stuck, or when I'm in these bad patterns, my nervous system is trying to protect me when I don't need protection. I tell myself I am safe now. My nervous system is healing. My body is not under threat. My brain and body are working in harmony. And I've also created a new YouTube channel. I'll put that in the video as well. That way you guys can join. I've been working with ChatGPT on creating affirmations, meditations, hypnosis, audio tracks that I can personally listen to rewire my brain to feel safe, to get rid of anxiety, to basically rewire my brain and to rewire my nervous system, and to help my vagus nerve. And it's like I've got these audios on my phone. It's really been helping me a lot. I'll be uploading that on YouTube soon. So I'll put some stuff on YouTube in the next couple of days because I know it'll really help you as well. Would you like me to add this entire review into a master healing protocol? Guys, it's been absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. What I'll do though is I'll scroll all the way up to the top just to show you my conversations with ChatGPT. Where are we? Okay, so I even told ChatGPT that I had glandular fever back in 2011, vagus nerve dysfunction. So I told ChatGPT that I was having trouble swallowing. My heart rate was increasing at the gym, just weird, I'd be doing weights at the gym, feeling great, and then all of a sudden my heart rate would just go from 60 beats a minute to 130 for no reason whatsoever. So I basically gave it everything. It told me what blood tests to do. I also had, so when I had one coffee in the morning, I was fine. But when I had 2 or 3 coffees, I felt my anxiety go through the roof. Yeah, it went through the roof. And it gave me protocols on why that's happening, what blood tests to take, absolutely everything, even a DNA test, everything, guys. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. It told me, so I'm now taking L-Theanine. So these are the supplements that I'm taking. So the magnesium I'm taking at night time with L-Theanine. Since taking this, so I take 200 milligram tablet of L-Theanine with magnesium glycinate. And since taking this, I'm sleeping probably 80% better. So I was waking up, and I've always had issues with sleep where my mind races. I'll wake up about maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm constantly working stuff out for work. I'm thinking about different strategies. I'm thinking about copywriting techniques, growing businesses, different ideas. I can't switch off my brain. And literally with and I wake up about 50 times a night. I also wake up another 10 times a night drinking water because I feel really thirsty. Even though I've drunk plenty of water the previous day, I still feel really thirsty. And I'm constantly waking up drinking water. And then I'll go back to sleep. 1 hour later, I feel really thirsty. And ChatGPT has helped me basically cure that by telling me to drink a bit of Celtic salt with water. So I've been having it in the morning, lunch, and dinner time. I'll have a small pinch of salt on my tongue, and then I drink water. And literally, I haven't been thirsty at nighttime. It's crazy. It's crazy how much this has helped my health. Amazing. So magnesium and L-Theanine, my sleep has been amazing. I still wake up, but it's the difference between waking up 50 times a night to 5 times a night. And then before this, I'd wake up and I found it very hard to get back to sleep. Whereas with this, I wake up, but then I fall back asleep straight away. My brain isn't overthinking. I'll literally wake up, but then 30 seconds later, I'm back asleep. That's crazy. I'm taking, D3 and K2, I take that in the morning. I take CoQ10, B complex, methylated omega. So I take that in the morning as well. One thing that I learned as well. So it told me to take CoQ10, and I asked ChatGPT what supplement I should take, and it told me that I needed to take. It's called ubiquinol form, and I've never heard that in my life. But it wasn't until I researched more. I still don't know what it is, but it's supposedly it's better for you. So if CoQ10 doesn't have that, it's usually really cheap, but it doesn't really do much for your body. It doesn't really do anything. Whereas having this ingredient in it, or this form of CoQ10. It's made a huge difference. And without ChatGPT, I wouldn't have known this. I probably would have went for the cheap version of CoQ10, thinking I was getting healthy. And the same with the methylated B vitamins. I've been taking B vitamins for the last 12 months, and I haven't really noticed much difference. I now take methylated B vitamins, which you will know from Gary Brecker. He talks about methylated B vitamins, and I feel better. Crazy. There you go, Gary Brecker Healing Roadmap, DNA testing, blood testing, supplements to fill their gaps, only based on what's missing, not take 50 random things. So you take a DNA test and blood test, you find out what supplements that your body needs or what your body needs, and then you simply start to supplement what your body needs. Absolutely amazing. Guys, it's been amazing. Now, let's just quickly test out ChatGPT. So I'm just going to give you an example of what this does. Okay, so and this actually happened today. Okay, so it's currently 3:45 p.m. This is how I speak to ChatGPT. I noticed that when I had my morning coffee, and it also told me when I was getting all this information not to have coffee in the morning, that I needed to wait at least an hour and a half after eating. What I did normally is I'd wake up straight away and I'd have a coffee to wake up, and then I'd need another one and then another one. Whereas now I wake up, I eat, and then I wait 1 hour and a half so my body can absorb the minerals and the vitamins from the supplements, and then I have a coffee after my brain's already awake. Just these small things that no one has told me to do, and it's made a huge difference. But you need to chat to GPT like they're your best friend or like they're your doctor. The more information that you give it, the better the results that it can give you, and the better that the more that you're going to recover from whatever that you're trying to recover from. I noticed that when I had a morning coffee, I felt great. Yeah. I had another coffee at lunchtime. We'll go 2 hours after my first coffee, and I was halfway through my coffee and I felt some symptoms coming along. Tingle, tongue, felt more anxious than usual, etc. It wasn't really bad, but it was noticeable. And what is weird is this week I've had 2 coffees while I've taken L-Theanine, and I've felt calm and my mind has felt relaxed, zero anxiety. But today I didn't take L-Theanine with my coffee and felt anxious, with other symptoms. What exactly is going on here? Is this my vagus nerve? Is it my nervous system? Is it my brain? Can you help me put the puzzle together here? Okay. Again, this is totally random, and let's see what it shows. What is happening when you drink a coffee, especially the second one? Coffee contains caffeine, stimulates your central nervous system, increases adrenaline and cortisol, activates your sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight. That's what I'm struggling at the moment. Reduces vagal tone, weakens the vagus nerve's calming effect, depletes nutrients like magnesium, B vitamins, and thiamine, which are already low in people like you with nervous system dysregulation. Okay. While you felt good after the first coffee, cortisol is naturally higher, your body is more equipped. This is why your first coffee actually felt good. While you crashed after the second one, 2 hours later, your cortisol rhythm is dropping, natural dip. Your nervous system is already more fragile from the first stimulant spike. No L-Theanine this time, no buffer to block over activation. Second caffeine hit overstimulates your vagus nerve, brainstem, and sympathetic system. Result tongue tingling, blah, 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 blah. The missing buffer, L-Theanine from green teas, natural amino acid that increases alpha brainwaves, calm, balances the caffeine spike, prevents dopamine overload, supports GABA and serotonin, which I need massively. That's why when you paired coffee with L-Theanine, you felt calm, focused, no tongue tingling, blah, blah, blah. What's going on inside you? Brain, caffeine. So again, guys, I don't have to talk because my voice is getting a bit sore, but you can see how good this is on learning about your symptoms and your health and what to do. Why does your tongue tingling happen? Facial nerves, blah, blah, blah. If the vagus is stressed and your brain stem is inflamed, tongue tingling is a classic sign. Okay, so that tells me that I shouldn't really have a second coffee. Here we go. Avoid second coffee, especially in the afternoon when nervous system is vulnerable. Coffee without L-Theanine is your highly sensitive, fasting or low protein, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that tells me that I need to eat maybe something higher in protein and fat, or just high protein and take L-Theanine if I don't want to feel anxious. Always pair coffee. There you go. Perfect. Take magnesium and B complex in the morning. Wait 90 to 120 minutes after waking up before coffee. Consider lower caffeine dose, half a shot or decaf plus L-Theanine. Add breakfast with protein and a healthy fat before caffeine. Take breathing breaks after coffee. So this is amazing, guys. This is amazing. Putting the puzzle together. You're not caffeine intolerant. Your nervous system is sensitive. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So it gives you a summary. Absolutely amazing. So let's just say I wanted a meditation or I wanted a script. Okay, so let's just create something here. Are you able to give me a small script to tell myself if I ever get really anxious in public to calm my nervous system down? And also, should I do any meditations tonight? My sleep wasn't amazing last night. Should I continue with 1 magnesium and 1 L-Theanine, or should I take more? Okay, now my sleep last night wasn't amazing. Compare it to where I was 2-3 weeks ago, it's still amazing. However, the last 2 weeks, my sleep has been really, really good. And I think this week I've eaten more junk food. I had Thai food, I had pizza. What else? I had a souvlaki last week. So I'm having more junk food or fast food. So that could be why my sleep this week has been a little worse than my previous week. So I'm just going to go enter. So again, I'm being completely honest with my symptoms and how I'm feeling. It's giving me a script. This is a surge of energy. It's not dangerous. My nervous system is overprotecting me. That's okay. I felt this before and I came through it every time. My brain is rewiring. I am safe. This is very, very important for your nervous system, because when I feel anxious, or when you feel anxious, you always feel like you're in danger. Even though you're not in danger, your nervous system will tell you you're in danger. And as a result, you start to panic. Should you meditate tonight? Yes, especially since last sleep wasn't great. So pre-sleep nervous system reset. Warm bath with lavender oil or hot shower if no bath. Perfect. Diffuse or rub lavender oil on temples and chest. Amazing. Guided vagus nerve meditation or 5 to 8 hertz theta wave by binaural beats. Look up on YouTube. Like, it gives you everything, absolutely everything. And I've also got some meditation guides on this that I'll be putting up on YouTube as well. Breath work before bed. Say closing affirmation. Sleep is healing me. My brain and body are repairing as I rest. I am safe. It's very important to change your thinking patterns. Magnesium and L-Theanine sleep stack tonight's plan. So it wants me to take, if your bodily, so it wants me to take 2 magnesiums and 1 L-Theanine. Optional lavender oil, no screens, 1 before bed. Okay, so basically it's telling me to take double magnesium instead of 1 tablet to test. Here we go, magnesium. So I'm taking double magnesium and sticking with 1 tablet of L-Theanine. 20 minutes before bed, go on YouTube and put in this. Concentrate on my deep breathing or box breathing and say your healing affirmations. Then lie down, let the nervous system settle into a rhythm. Let me know how you feel tomorrow morning and I can adjust the protocol depending on how your body responds. This is what I mean by being honest with ChatGPT. So let's just say I do everything here and I have an amazing sleep. Then ChatGPT knows that this is perfect for me and it's going to recommend more of what's working. If I don't have a bad sleep, then it's going to maybe recommend me go back to 1 magnesium and me take double L-Theanine. So it constantly changes based on how I'm feeling until I tell it that I'm feeling really good. And then, like I slept like a baby last night and I didn't wake up once. That's happened a few times and that's never happened in my life. I've taken sleeping tablets. I've tried maybe 20 different sleeping medications. I've tried 20 different supplements. Nothing's worked. Soon as I was on magnesium glycinate and L-Theanine, I slept very, very good. It was only last night and maybe one other night that I haven't slept amazingly well, but that's because I've been eating a lot of fast food this week. But yeah, guys, very, very, like, this stuff has been absolutely amazing. So all I want you guys to do is, whether you're suffering from anxiety or you got health issues, or you've seen 20 doctors like I have and no one can help you, or they think that you're crazy or you're going weird or whatever, and you just want a second opinion, put your blood work into ChatGPT. If you have a hair analysis, put that into ChatGPT. If you've had a DNA test, put everything into ChatGPT. And tell it your symptoms. Be very, very honest. I told it that I had glandular fever back in 2011. I told it that I had tongue tingling. I told it what I had for food 2 hours before I had a seizure, which was kimchi. So because it's AI, it puts it has like millions of different data points, and it's a lot smarter than any person on the planet in terms of gathering data and putting the pieces together. A human can't really do that unless we're working on something one-on-one for like weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, like a detective, yeah? This does it all in seconds, but this is only going to help you if you're honest. Now, someone said to me, but what if the government finds out, who cares? Who cares? Like, if the government wants to know that I've been suffering from anxiety, how does that affect me? What if someone hacks into my ChatGPT and finds out that I've been suffering from migraines for eight months? Who cares? Who cares? So again, when you're confident, when you're happy with who you are, you've got nothing to hide. I couldn't care if every single person on the planet looked at what I was going through and they looked at my blood results. I've got nothing to hide. The reason why I'm saying this, you need to be honest, because the more honest that you are with ChatGPT, and the more data that you give it, the better it can help you. And then the next day, be honest. If something doesn't work, say this didn't work, or let's just say you tried the magnesium and the L-Theanine for sleep and you didn't have a good sleep. Well, say, look, I normally wake up 50 times a night, and I still woke up 50 times a night. What am I doing wrong? How can you recommend me anything else? Can you go through my blood results and find patterns or different data that will help me get a better sleep? Can you test, like, talk to it like you're talking to a best friend, but it's only going to work if you're honest and you give it the data and you give it your symptoms. Again, everyone's got different symptoms, but you need to be honest. And once you're honest, it'll give you really, really good results. Like it's given me everything. It's told me. So this is what I do daily now. I wake up and usually I have a coffee to wake up, but now I learned that my cortisol levels need to rise, and that takes about an hour to an hour and a half or something. So now I go for a walk outside. I'll eat food, and I try get natural light into my eyes. If I wake up really early, then I'll put some lights on, like inside, to get my cortisol up. Once I have my morning supplements, which is the CoQ10, I take fish oil, I take the B methylated vitamins, and I take something else, the K2 vitamins or D2, K2, whatever it is. So I take the morning stack. I wait an hour and a half because I've learned that if you have caffeine too soon, your vitamins and minerals don't get absorbed as well. Like, guys, I didn't even know this. So then I wait an hour and a half to have my first coffee, and then I've learned that if I feel anxious after having a second coffee, I can just take L-Theanine. I've done that twice this week in the morning, and I haven't felt anxious. I haven't felt jittery. Whereas today I didn't take L-Theanine and I felt a bit jittery after I had a second coffee. Guys, the ChatGPT is amazing if you give it the data. So hope this was helpful. Please let me know how I can help you in the comments. Again, I'm not a doctor. Clearly, I don't know much about being a doctor, or I'm not a specialist in health or anything. I understand health a lot. I understand nutrition a lot because I've been researching since I was 16. I'm 40 this year, so I've been researching health, nutrition, supplements for a very long time. But I'm still learning stuff, and it's worked. And the last 2 weeks since being on this protocol with ChatGPT, I feel much better than I have seeing a doctor, neurologist, psychologist, chiropractor. I've had massages on my neck. I've had scans done on my brain. Nothing's helped. But soon as I follow ChatGPT, the protocols, relax my nervous system, relax my vagus nerve, do the meditations, hum. I've been singing. So when I go for a walk outside, I'll literally sing to stimulate my vagus nerve. And, I've been following ChatGPT and it's worked. So I hope this video was helpful. Whatever you're dealing with, I really hope that you get better and you recover. Hope this video was helpful. Any questions, feel free to write it in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope I wasn't too boring. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.